Hi, I'm Allison, and you are watching another video, Let's Get Stoned video, where I meditate with crystals and see what comes up intuitively and compare it to research on the internet and through books and see how they compare with each other. Today I'm working with a stone that I have worked with before and know what some of its properties are, but I wanted to sit with it in meditation and see if anything came up intuitively for me, or if something would come up that, like how I should be using this stone, because I've had it for a while and I don't really work with it that often, so I just kind of want to see what comes up for me on how I should work with it. I'm getting ready to film some new moon pick a card readings, and because I've had kind of a crazy day, I'm trying to ground and center and get ready to do the card readings. I typically do a meditation before doing the card readings, so I figured I would work with Iolite because it is a third eye chakra stone, so it'll help me receive any clear messages for the new moon card readings. So it's almost like a indigo blue, which is the third eye color, or violet. When you look at it up close, it reminds me of looking at the night sky. It has like these dark shimmers. I'll look up in the research to see what that is. It might be like mica inclusions or something like that. It's somewhat translucent in places, so that might mean, and it has like some white. It might be clear quartz. I'm not really sure. So I'll look that up in the research, because that's kind of something that I don't look into that often, is what the stones, or what the composition of the stones are. So that's something that would be really nice to add to my research, since I already kind of know the metaphysical properties of this, to kind of go into the actual what different stones are in here. It's got to be mica or maybe pyrite that's included in there, but I'm not really sure. It's a really beautiful stone. So I know that it enhances your intuition and connection to your third eye. So I'll just go ahead and jump right into it, and I will come back later, see what comes up afterwards. I just realized I don't have any paper. I want to say it's like the molecular structure of an atom or something. I'll draw it real quick. Or I don't know what this symbol means. And what makes me think of it being a molecular structure is because I feel like usually there's like atom molecules like around on the, I don't know what this is. I feel like I've seen it in like science videos, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know what to call that. So I just kept seeing that, like visualizing that for some reason. Like I've said in some of the other videos, I like to imagine that I'm like walking around inside of the crystal. So walking inside of this, like, just kind of felt like the night sky, like, because that's what the stone kind of looks like. Towards the end, I was like feeling like putting it on my third eye and kind of massaging it a little bit. So, and then I was also feeling a connection to the throat, and that kind of makes sense because blue is the throat chakra color. But the throat chakra color is like a lighter blue, and this is a more indigo, darker blue. But I don't know, there could be a throat chakra connection there. And yeah, I just kind of felt like I felt like I needed to work on opening my third eye more, because I think as a kid, and especially like teenage years, I think I blocked my intuition a lot because it was weird or cool, or you didn't want to like tell anybody about it. But I definitely felt more intuitive as a child, and I know that like my parents didn't really understand it, and of course I didn't know what was happening, so it was like scary. So I am noticing as I'm getting older and trying to make sense of these connections or memories that I have as a kid, that like I just need to unblock. I think I purposely blocked some things, part of my intuition, because as a child I was scared of it. So I feel like using Iolite would help release some of those blockages and connect me to my spiritual side more, which is wonderful because I was looking for something to how I should use this stone. So we'll come back with some more research, and I will let you know what.
Hi, welcome back to Let's Get Stoned. It's been a while since I filmed the meditation portion of this video. And it's just kind of interesting, and I wanted to bring it up because the whole point of this is just to like really connect with your crystals and get to know them. And I want to point this out also because it um, so it's just interesting that the last time when I filmed the meditation video, I purposely meditated with Iolite before doing a card reading, because of helping it have the psychic connection and opening the third eye chakra and all of that stuff. So it's interesting. I'm getting ready to film another card reading today, and it's just interesting. It's almost like Iolite was calling me to work with it and like, hey, you didn't finish that video. And honestly, like, I have a lot of the meditation videos filmed already. I just haven't recorded the research part. And that's not because I don't like the research. It's just I really enjoy meditating and it's fun. And it's something that I try to incorporate in my daily practice because I am just really sensitive to other people's energy. And honestly, I struggle a lot just to get through day to day things. So, making a point to film a meditation video forces me to meditate. So, I just wanted to bring up that it's kind of interesting that I'm getting ready to do card readings on both of the days that I wanted to do videos on Iolite. And I really think that that kind of proves my point that this stone does help you connect to your intuition and your psychic abilities. So, because it had been a while, I sat in meditation, just another quick one before filming this, just to like get back into the zone and the energy of this stone. And I ended up doing some more research because primarily I use this crystal Bible book just because it has so many stones in it. But I actually prefer a different book also by Judy Hall, and I have the Kindle version of it, and it's called 101 Power Crystals. And I actually really like the information that is on the stones. Both of them had iolite in them, but the Crystal Bible is more just kind of like a quick reference guide kind of thing, whereas the 101 Power Crystals goes a little bit more in depth of the mythology behind it and the healing power of the stones and the legendary power, so like the mythology and stuff, as well as physical and chakra correspondences and what it's made up of and all that good stuff. I just enjoy the information more in the 101 power crystals. However, it only has 100 crystals in it. So that is, again, also by Judy Hall. But I was primarily using the Crystal Bible, and just right before I was filming this, like decided to just look again really quick because when I was meditating with it this time, I just felt the urge to put it like right on the back of my neck, like the top back of my neck where your skull meets your neck, like right where your first vertebrae is, where the occipital ridge is. And I just felt called to place the stone there. Whereas when I meditated with it before, I felt called to put it on the third eye and the throat chakra. So in the 101 power crystals, it correlates, where did I put it in my notes? It correlates the the stone with the brain stem, and now I'm not seeing it on my notes now. So it corresponds to the brain stem, which is at the very bottom of your brain and then kind of goes down your neck a little bit, and that's like where all of your nerves funnel into. So I just thought that that was really interesting. Oh, in my note, there they are. I just had wrote what the brainstem function is. So it like your nerves kind of go like along. It funnels your nerves into your neck, but it's mostly with like automatic uh, functions of the brain, like breathing and cardiac circulation. It also helps with the sleep cycle, and I just thought that that correlation was interesting because I was like, I wonder why I felt called to put it on the back of my neck. So, um, because I have been working on unblocking my psychic gifts and just opening up my intuition on for my own personal reasons, this stone is definitely recommended for doing that. And I can really see in my own life. It's kind of one of those stones that I don't think to work with very often. So I'm going to try to come up with some way to carry them with me. I do have this little wand that maybe I'll make into a necklace or something, because just the more I dive into the research, the more I'm just like, oh, I gotta work with this all the time. But I think I say that about every stone. So um, it is a vision stone. It helps develop your inner knowing and your intuition. It helps you express your true self, um, and just really connect the heart with the brain and kind of help you to go with that gut feeling. Judy Hall also recommends it for helping releasing causes or attachments to addictions, and not necessarily. I mean, it does include like addictive qualities to specific substances like drugs and alcohol, but also to habits or to people even. So because it helps you go back to your truer self is what helps you just release that attachment, because we have attachments to things because we feel like we need it. We feel like I can't do this without this thing because this thing helped me before. And that's not really a true um, perspective of something. It's not like you can get through a day without having a drink at the end of the night or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to make light of addiction. I have my own battles with addiction as well, just like we all do. But it helps you release that attachment to it. by connecting you to your true self. Because your true self doesn't actually need that. You don't really need anything other than like the basic necessities, right? So I found that to be very interesting. Not something that I picked up on through meditation, but definitely something that I would like to work with for my own personal reasons. Mythologically speaking, supposedly the Vikings used it for navigation. And so there's the way that you look at Iolite, depending on how you're looking at it, it kind of looks like a different color. And that's called pleochroism. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but that's just the optical illusion that, like, when you look at it one way, it looks very like a deep violet. When you look at it another way, it looks kind of like a lighter gray. When you look at it another way, it might have like some little like yellow um, inclusions to it. And that's one of the things that I was mentioning in the meditation video was that it looks like the night sky. And like thinking or looking at taking a closer look at it, to me, it looks like the night sky reflected in water because it has that sort of movement of color and shift of light in it. And that's due to the pleochroism. Oh, and it didn't have any mica in it, but some of them do have inclusions of aluminum, which can kind of have that sparkly effect. Magnesium and iron, which is one thing that I just found personally interesting because I seem to be drawn to stones that are high in iron. And I also, like, just on a physical level, my body is low on iron. Like I have some iron deficiency, so I have to take iron as a supplement. So it's kind of interesting that I am drawn towards stones that have a high iron content in them. So it links the brain with the heart, which I mentioned earlier. It helps deepen your meditation practice and psychic abilities. It helps you release control and let go of left brain thinking and tap into the psyche. So that, again, could be related to the brainstem thing, but I'm not sure. And so that makes me feel like this would also be good for accessing your creative, like obviously creative brain, your right brain. So it would be good to use for writing or painting or drawing, sculpting. Um, Not in the way that like orange stones are stimulating your sacral chakra and give you that energy. This helps you tap into just your the creative side of your brain. It helps you uncover hidden wisdom, memories, and past lives. So that would make it good for not just regular daily meditation practice, but also doing past life regression type of work, or just doing like guided journey, or even like shamanistic meditation. Um, it frees from the depths and helps you manage your morals. Um, oh wait, I read that wrong. Freeing from debts and help manage money. I totally read that wrong. I don't remember where I saw that, which is really interesting to me. Let me see if it was in here in the Crystal Bible, because I have never known to use iolite or blue stones in general um, for prosperity work. So that would make me think that because it says freeing from debts and helps manage money, that makes me think that it probably just helps you again tap into your truer self and get down to the bottom and the root causes of how you feel about money and finances in general. because most of us have this poverty consciousness, whereas we think, oh, we're not good enough, or we don't deserve enough, or we're not capable of drawing in good things into our life, not necessarily on a financial basis, but just on an energetic level of drawing in good things. So it probably just helps you tap into your truer self and reconnect that, like, wait, I am a human, and every human deserves to have all their basic needs met. Every human deserves to find happiness, to live out their life purpose, and that sort of thing. I want to go like more in depth with this stone because I just kept finding more and more information about it the more I would dig, and it's like not something that I could really condense into this tiny um, thing. It also has connections with Archangel Gabriel and Michael, which that was just a whole another can of worms that I need to like research more deeply. I feel a very strong angelic connection personally. It was actually kind of what once I studied tarot as a teenager and into my young adult years, but I kind of turned away from it because anyone who's practiced tarot for a long time knows that sometimes it's a little scary and it's a little in your face, and it's like, yeah, it shows you stuff that maybe you're not ready to look at. So I kind of took a break from tarot, and that's what opened me up to oracle. Because oracle cards tend to be a little gentler. That's why I like to use them in combination with the tarot. Um, but it was actually an archangel deck that I think was like my first oracle deck ever, and I've always had this strong connection with angels, and I feel this on a very deep level. So it's interesting that there's this whole other connection, and in the card reading, the cards that I'm talking about don't really resonate with me anymore. So I've been looking for another archangel deck. So I feel like Iolite on that same level helped me to um, reopen my connection to angels because I like wasn't feeling this deck anymore. I've kind of lost that connection, so it just kind of helped open up this another door, and that's like what spirituality and working with crystals and working with divination leads us to. That's all it is. Like you feel like, oh, once I learn all the tarot, once I learn all the crystals, I'll finally get to this point that like the of like perfection, but like that's not it doesn't happen. Like once you get to whatever point that you are striving for, just another door is going to open and it's going to take you to a whole nother level. So there's never like this end game where you're just like sitting around like the queen of pentacle or the queen of pentacles in her luscious garden. Like we never actually get to that point, or it's not a permanent point, it's a temporary point. It's like enjoy this moment because the universe is about to like throw something else at you and take you to like another deep like a deeper level. If you so uh I definitely feel that connection with Iolite, how it helps you to just take your spirituality to the next level. um I'm still working out the molecular structure aspect of it, other than maybe that may have just been because to me that makes me try to think of it on a cellular level, and maybe it was just trying to open me up to the iron connection, the iron deficiency, and how I could um, if I'm struggling to have it absorbed physically into my body, that working with the stone externally in the same way that like an oil or a an infused water might work. Don't put this in your water because I haven't done that research, but it's just it's another stepping stone. It's this stone has created another step for me to take to expand whatever it is that it's trying to teach me. I hope I'm making sense because that's the whole point. Like, it's the journey, it's not the end goal, it's the journey. And I feel like Iolite is definitely one that will take you on a journey if you're willing and open to go with it. Um, So yeah, the molecular structure, I'm still like, I mean, I kind of put out feelers. I was like, what do you guys think about this? Like, what does this mean? And um, because I couldn't really remember exactly how many numbers were in it, how many circles were in it, some people are like, maybe it's like you have six guides surrounding you on your spiritual journey, and I again feel like it has something to do with maybe, I mean, maybe unlocking like something on a cellular level for me spiritually, like activating some dormant DNA or something like that. Um, Again, I think it just may have been something meant as something personal for me. So, I mean, I have it written down in the journal here. I never even finally, it is the molecular structure of an atom, but I never actually like looked up um, what that specific drawing was because I just drew it really quick to show you, and I don't actually remember what the actual image in my head was. So I think it was just like something personal for me to learn and uncover, and not necessarily a property of the stone, I guess. Um, so I hope that this inspires you to connect to your stones and to listen to your intuition and what it is saying to you and how it feels to you, compared to all of the other research out there. Everybody else has a different experience than me. So I just hope this encourages you to um, get connected to your stones. And yeah, thank you for coming on this journey with me. I'll see you next time.